Wow, they did it. The king is back. Hey guys, welcome to this small little discussion video discussing the newest showrunner, or should I say returning showrunner of Doctor Who. Welcome RTD, Russell T Davies. He is back to continue showrunning for this series. This is something I doubt anybody saw coming. This is something that is pretty unheard of. It's very unheard of, in fact. Past showrunners don't come back to write a single episode, let alone showrun the entire series again. So, and I'm pretty sure this isn't something that we saw in the classic era too. I'm not sure, but we definitely haven't seen that in the modern era yet. This is something that is new, completely unprecedented, and of course has a lot of people talking. And because so many people have talked about this, I'm not just going to add on and say that Russell T Davies is back. He's back. What I want to do is talk about what I hope to see in the coming series, not only the 60th special, but the series itself, where this could be headed with RTD in charge of everything. So let's get into discussion about that. But before that, I do want to talk about sort of the background and what I believe, with the BBC and what they're hoping to see out of all this. So whether you like the Chibnall era or not, whether you like Jodie Whittaker, the 13th Doctor, the Fam, it's very evident that the reason why BBC is doing this and they're bringing back such a beloved showrunner is because the numbers aren't doing as well as they hoped. They had hoped that the Chibnall era would bring not only the same remaining fans that Doctor Who already has, but also new fans, but that ended up not being the case. The numbers continue to drop. They've been dropping honestly since before Chibnall, but since they weren't going up like the BBC hoped, basically the Chibnall era, it was nothing special. It wasn't what they were hoping for. So enter RTD, and you can definitely expect the numbers to go up. The 60th anniversary was no doubt already going to be a special that was going to have a large viewer count. But with the name RTD in the background, you can be sure that a lot of people are going to be tuning into that. And the same thing goes for his series as well, for how many series that he does, at least that first series, at least that first episode. You can bet that the numbers are going to be high. The people who dropped Doctor Who after the RTD era, the people who dropped Doctor Who in the middle of the Moffat era, the people who dropped Doctor Who during the Chibnall era, all those people are going to be coming back and seeing what's going on, seeing if RTD still has it, if he's going to bring back Doctor Who or revive Doctor Who. All those people with that mindset are going to check out this series, no doubt. Whatever YouTuber you heard say I'm dropping Doctor Who is coming back, and that's what BBC is hoping for. So this is very, very, very good for the BBC. You can bet that they're going to be very, very happy with the viewer count. I really the only way I can see this going wrong is if RTD fails with the 60th anniversary, which, I mean, personally, maybe it's my own bias, I don't see that happening. I do see a lot of people bringing up the Rise of Skywalker. And the reason why they bring it up is because they see that there was a amount of fans who have been complaining and whining and all that stuff, and they believe that the BBC bringing in RTD is just basically them caving in and just doing whatever they can to make everybody happy. And that's not really the same circumstance. Well, you have the Rise of Skywalker that had J.J. Abrams bringing back the Emperor and having Rey be related to the Emperor, making her a Palpatine, and just trying to appease everybody that way. The BBC is appeasing everybody, trying to appease everybody at least, by bringing back RTD. All right, nothing has been written yet. The series hasn't been made yet. I don't know if the 60th anniversary has, I don't know if that's already been made yet or not. I don't think so, but nothing's been done. So it's not like RTD is trying to, for example, bring back Missy because a lot of people like Missy, or trying to bring back Bad Wolf and making Rose Tyler come back, or Martha Jones might come back, but none of Martha Jones and Rose Tyler, they're not going to come back as companions, so that's the kind of that. If he does that, then I would be like, okay, yeah, this is starting to look like the Rise of Skywalker, but nothing's been done yet. All they're doing is bringing back somebody that they know can handle the show running seat and letting him do whatever he wants, letting him do some new stuff. And so that's why I have faith in this. That's why I'm not like, man, this is going to be bad. Because like really all the stuff that's happening is behind the scenes. There hasn't been anything written yet. There hasn't been some crazy nonsense on the screen yet. So I have hope, me personally. So that's just something that I want to talk about real quick. But now talking about the 60th anniversary. So the first thing I want to talk about is Jodie Whittaker's doctor. I'm really interested to see how RTD plans on writing her. Does he plan on just, since, you know, it's not his doctor and since he only gets one special with her, does he plan on writing her like Chibnall writes her? Or does he plan on giving her a little bit more character, a little bit more depth? I definitely feel like the 13th Doctor needs that because at least in my opinion, the 13th Doctor felt more like a caricature than an actual character. It's like Chibnall saw past doctors and went, okay, well, the Doctor is a quirky person. He's a quirky old guy who gets sad because, you know, something sad happens. So that's how I should write the Doctor. It just felt like he was checking off boxes of what the Doctor should be and just not, you know, giving a new character the role of the Doctor. It didn't feel right. And RTD, he's really good at making characters. Like, just all his characters, from the side characters to the Doctor himself, were really well written and definitely felt like people who were traveling the universe. And that's something that I definitely hope that we see in this special. I really hope that he puts a little bit of that RTD magic with Jodie Whittaker, you know, whether it be through writing, or maybe he gives the director some tips, or maybe he goes to Jodie herself and actually, like, you know, he goes like, hey, you know, I see how you do things, but maybe instead of being energetic most of the time, you know, you be energetic here and there, but then at the same time you act like an actual person, you know. So I think if he talks to her, you know, if he writes for her properly, if he gives the director some tips as well on how to direct Jodie in order for her to seem like an actual person, I that's something that I would really like. You know, I'm really hoping that while it is short, RTD gives Jodie that leave that she deserves, you know. Give her a memorable end. At least end it at a high note. I think that's something that RTD can do. But once again, it could be that he just, you know, all right, it's not my Doctor. I'll let Chibnall, you know, I'll keep doing what Chibnall's doing. And then when we get to my Doctor, then I'll start, you know, adding my own flavor to it. Something else I'm wondering is the 60th anniversary going to include the Timeless Child? If you remember, there were talks that Chibnall had a whole plan that would stretch over all the way to the 60th anniversary, and it would all include the 13th Doctor, and it would all include the Timeless Child. But will that be dropped when RTD is in charge? Do you think that he has his own plot, his own storyline planned, or is he just going to be like, all right, give me your notes, what do you got, what is this Timeless Child, what do you plan on doing with all this? And then he just plans on maybe changing a few things here and there with character and so on and so forth, but mostly it'll just be Chibnall's work. I'm wondering which is it gonna be, you know. Is he gonna make his own thing, or is he just gonna follow Chibnall's plan? The news just came out, so like there hasn't been talks about, like, you know, what's it gonna be about. I mean, like the 13th series hasn't come out yet, so like we're still like pretty much in the dark. The 60th anniversary is still pretty far away, you know. It's in 2 years, so we still have a while to go. I'm just curious to see like what it could possibly be about. It's going to be Jodie's last run, so it's technically going to be a finale. This is also the finale that we're going to be saying goodbye not only to Jodie, but the companions as well. Something that did confuse me, I did see that Dan had finished filming, and the way that they worded it, it felt like that he was done with the series. He was done with Doctor Who. He was just there for that one series. And if that's true, then I guess he's not gonna be in the 60th special, or maybe he is. But like, I don't know. Like the way that they said it, it's like he was basically done. Like, you know, he did his job, he was done, no more Doctor Who, which will be kind of sad if that's the truth, because it's like, oh, you're only there for that one series and then that's it, you know. I wonder if the 60th anniversary, like something, you know, I haven't been the biggest fan of the fam, but like, it would have been cool to have everybody come in and for the 60th anniversary, you know, all of Jodie's companions, similar to David Tennant's end, you know, when he had all his friends with him. It would have been great to have the fam, you know, even Ryan, somebody I'm not a big fan of, but, you know, also Graham, Yaz, Dan the Man, all those guys. It would have been great to have all of them together, you know, to say goodbye. And with RTD, they could have made that goodbye, you know, actually, you know, mean something. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll just cut all this out because it turns out that he will be in the 60th special. I don't know. But something else that I'm wondering if they're going to bring back for the 60th is the old Doctors. Are we going to be getting David Tennant? No, we're not going to get Eccleston. Are we going to get Matt Smith? I would definitely like to see Peter Capaldi. Definitely with RTD, I could definitely see David Tennant for sure. But if it is going to be him, I hope it's not just him, because we had the 50th special already. So it would be great if we got Peter Capaldi in there too, you know. Because he only had, the only crossover that he had was with a fake first Doctor. So, you know, I mean, the first Doctor that, the actor that did the first Doctor was great, but, you know, it doesn't have that same weight as David Tennant and Matt Smith meeting, or, you know, Jodie Whittaker and the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi meeting. So I'm wondering, it definitely feels like we're going to be getting old Doctors. If we do, hope we get Peter Capaldi, hope we get Matt Smith, hope we get David Tennant. It'd be great to have all of them, but if I had to pick, I would say the 12th Doctor, which honestly would be interesting to see how RTD writes the 12th Doctor. Now that I think about it, I think that'd be really cool. And then finally, the last thing that I'm wondering if he's going to bring back is what villains, what are we going to be facing in the 60th anniversary? I'll be honest, RTD has a track record of either having the Daleks or the Master be the final villain for Doctor Who, and I'm hoping that he breaks free from that. I don't want the Daleks, I don't want the Master to be the final villain. It'd be nice to see something new. You know, maybe Omega, maybe another Time Lord villain like Omega, you know, or I know this is from Big Finish, but I'm a huge fan of the 11. It would be great if, you know, the 11 or the 9 or the 10 or whatever shows up and he's the villain. Even though, like, I guess the 11 is kind of not that PC, because a lot of people might see it as villainizing, what do you call it? Multiple personality disorder. You know, maybe, I don't know, but, like, you know, Two-Face does that in Batman, so wouldn't that be this exact same thing, but Two-Face gets to get away with it, you know? So I'm just saying that, like, you know, it would be nice to see somebody new, basically. Like, it doesn't have to be 11, it doesn't have to be Omega, it doesn't have to be a Time Lord, but it'd just be nice to not have the Daleks or the Master for the final villain like it always is, you know, it's with RTD. But yeah, that's basically all with the 60th anniversary. Like I said, I think if I had to pick something that I really want to happen, is that RTD, you know, is in charge of Jodie Whittaker, and he writes her like he would write one of his characters. I think, you know, she definitely needs that. I mean, I don't know, maybe the 13th series is going to be great. Maybe the specials before the 60th anniversary is going to be great too. But just in case it's not, I really hope that the 60th anniversary, you know, he's able to write her and just give her that nice send-off that she deserves. Because, I mean, I feel bad for Jodie for the last two series. You know, if you guys like the series 11 and series 12, more power to you. Me personally, I was not a big fan. But speaking of series, let's talk about the future series that will be under RTD, Russell T Davies. So my requests or my concerns about this series is a lot shorter than the 60th anniversary, and that's because this is a new slate. This is completely new. We're going to be getting a new Doctor, new companions, new TARDIS, new showrunner, new plot. Everything is going to be new, and it's going to be RTD 2.0. And with that, I wonder what that's going to bring. Something that you definitely feel with each new showrunner is that Doctor Who definitely feels different. With Moffat, it was definitely more fairy tale-ish style of Doctor Who. You know, the Doctor felt like a legend. The adventures felt like a dream. You can definitely feel that with stuff like Amy with her whole imaginary friend, and Clara with, I mean, just being Clara. Like, Clara in herself was like a fairy tale. I mean, remember her theme? That was straight out of a fairy tale, if you ask me. I miss Clara. She was great. I liked Clara a lot. I know a lot of people didn't like Clara, but I honestly like Clara. But yeah, you could definitely feel that fairy tale vibe with Moffat. With Chibnall, it was a lot more focusing on social issues and social discussions in general. He definitely wanted Doctor Who to feel more educational, go back to its roots, and just educate not only the kids but the adults too watching. Did he fail? Did he succeed? That's up to you to decide. RTD, his style was a lot more down to earth. He definitely wanted everybody to feel a lot more grounded, as well as the adventure itself. It felt a lot more like a vacation than than a fairy tale. A very dangerous vacation where you learn stuff more about yourself and so on, but a vacation nonetheless. We definitely felt like we were among the people when we were with RTD. Like, I remember Big Finish when they were going into Lucy Miller's adventures. You definitely felt like it was being influenced by RTD. There was like a lot of talk about like, temp offices and just business, and like, you just felt like you were on the street with everybody else. And that was the same with the Doctor. The Doctor didn't feel like this grand man with a plan like the Seventh Doctor. He felt a lot more vulnerable. Because of the Time War, he felt a lot more human, and a lot of people maybe didn't like that. Maybe some people liked that, some people didn't. I think the majority did like that, but you can definitely connect a lot more with the Doctor because he was this vulnerable. And like the same thing goes with the companions. Like, they definitely, like, I had no doubt that these guys were friends. One of my favorite scenes of Doctor Who was just the Ninth Doctor, Mickey, Captain Jack and Rose sitting around the table and laughing while eating breakfast. Like, just seeing that was like, man, those guys were friends. I can see what the Doctor is fighting for, and that's the kind of stuff that I like. That more grounded and more vulnerable Doctor around that more grounded and more realistic world. I loved the Moffat era as well. I love the fairy tale and all that stuff, but I guess if I had to choose, it would definitely be the RTD style, even though my favorite Doctor is between the 8th and 12th Doctor. But despite that, I do not want just the same RTD era that we had over a decade ago. I think we left that behind us when Moffat took the reins and then Chibnall took the reins. We are done with that, I believe. And to go back to that would feel very repetitive, and not only that, but it would feel very dangerous. And not the good kind of dangerous. It feels like you're kind of just giving in and you're just trying to get by, and soon that will be boring, and the people that wanted that will soon not want that, because it won't be as exciting. Doctor Who is supposed to be exciting, and to just go back and retrace your steps, it's just not right, not in my opinion. So I'm hoping that RTD has some new stuff up his sleeve, and I feel like he does. I know a lot of people would probably want him to go back and just, be what he was, just to keep it safe. No doubt a lot of people are going to be like, at least for the first series, let's just have RTD just do what he used to do, and like, let's not rock the boat, and then maybe in the second series or whatever, we'll let him experiment a lot more. I don't want that. I want him to experiment right off the bat. I want something new, and I want to feel excited. RTD's been away for a long time. I won't be surprised if he comes back and he's like, hey, I've changed, you've changed, I got some new stuff planned, I've learned a lot while I've been away, and I want to share that with you guys. So I'm hoping that he does exactly that, and he experiments and he does what he does best. And just because he's experimenting doesn't mean that he has to, knock off the stuff that we liked, like, great characters and stuff like that, and fun adventures. I doubt that we're gonna have to trade one for the other. I think he can do both, be experimental and still keep those same qualities that he had before, just improved. I haven't seen any of his other stuff, but I've heard that they were great. So I don't really have any worries, honestly. My only question is how many series he's going to be in. That's another thing that hasn't been explained, I'm pretty sure. right now, honestly, it could be 1 series, it could be 5 series. What they could do is do what they had with Moffat, which was 6 series in all. The first 3 will be one doctor, the second 3 will be another doctor. That was a pretty good, solid way to do it. I would honestly not be surprised if he's only in 2 series. You know, I don't think it's gonna be 1 series, but I think maybe like 2 series, maybe 3 series, and then after they're gonna be like, all right, now that we got everybody's attention, let's bring in the new show. Let's bring in the new showrunner and continue on this train of, you know, new showrunners not looking back, so on and so forth. I think that could be what they might do, and that they're just using obviously they're just using RTD to bring people back, but they might just use him for a short time and then be like, all right, now let's bring in another showrunner, and then we can carry on from there. That could be a possibility. Honestly, I would definitely like him to have like at least 3 series. That way, you know, we can have a whole Doctor's run with him at least. And then if he gets another batch of series, you know, another 3, then he can you know, be in charge of that next Doctor. But I think 3 is a good number to have, because he already had 2 Doctors. To be fair, 1 was cut short. But he had 4 series. The last thing I want to do is milk him for everything that he's worth and then have nothing left. And then by the time we're at his last series, we're begging him to leave. So I think 3 series is enough. It gets him to do, if he had anything left over in the tank, let him have it, let him do whatever he needs to do, and then let him go on a high note. I don't want to like ruin his name because the BBC can't, you know, get a good showrunner. That's basically it. Those are my thoughts, my concerns, my so on and so forth. So I keep saying those words, I don't know why, but I really enjoyed talking about this. I'm really excited for Doctor Who. This came at such a huge surprise. And while Chibnall, I have no ill will. I don't think, you know, he's a moron or something. I think, just in my opinion, he's not right for Doctor Who. You know, not everybody is right for Doctor Who, and I don't think that he is. If you guys enjoyed his era, more power to you. But for me personally, I just don't think that he knew what he was doing with Doctor Who. And maybe Series 13 will change that, but I mean, I don't know. It's just, right now, I'm not impressed with his work, and I think this definitely is a lesson that critiquing is a lot easier than actually writing. That's basically all I gotta say. So thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you guys think about this RTD series. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think that it's not a good idea? Do you think that they're just regressing and they're going backwards? Or do you think that this is just an opportunity to do something new with something old? Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys end up enjoying this video, then you can like the video, comment, subscribe. All those things really help me out. And subscribe and let you guys know when I upload next. I do plan on reacting to Series 13 when it comes out, and I do plan on doing more Doctor Who stuff. I wish I did more in the past, but I do have one thing that I really like that I did do, which was the Lego Doctor video that I did. And there I just talk about the possibilities of a Lego Doctor game. So if you are a Lego game fan and you are a Doctor Who fan, check that out and tell me what you guys think in that video. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye.